Hi, what is up people, and welcome to a brand new video. Quadratic here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to identify a CPU or a GPU bottleneck. Some people would say this is incredibly impossible, almost incredibly hard, but actually it's pretty easy to see. All you need is Task Manager. You might need some third-party programs like MSI Afterburner or Asus GPU Tweak, but we're not going to use those because I can simply just show on Task Manager. We can check a different amount of things. We can check the CPU itself. We can check how many cores it's actually using, because sometimes the CPU tends to bug on some games, and some games would actually only use one core. We can check the GPU, whether it's fully optimized, whether it has all the graphical drivers, but we're also going to check whether the CPU is enabling the GPU, now listen well, whether the processor is enabling the graphics card to use all of its maximum performance. Because the optimum setting for a game is that your graphics card is being optimally used. You really want 100% usage, and only then you know your system is not holding back your gaming experience or frame rates. What a slow processor tends to do is it tends to slow down your graphics card. This is what I call a frame buffer that is not working well. The frame buffer of the processor will not work on the level that the graphics card is working, and that way you'll get frame drops. Pretty easy. Let's say you're playing a game, you're looking at Task Manager because you have it on your other screen, whatever. You can clearly see your processor is maybe working a constant amount, like let's say 12% or 36%. Not something you would expect when the processor is bugging or is bottlenecking. But this is actually something that happens quite often with processors that get too hot. When they get too hot, they turn themselves to a lower clock rate to, let's say, make less heat, to put out less heat, so they underclock themselves to actually save themselves, because otherwise they would go over, let's say, 100 degrees and they might actually fry themselves. So what a processor does when he hits, let's say, 80 degrees Celsius, the processor will underclock itself, and this way it will conserve itself, it will protect itself against any overheating. Yeah, obviously I'm not going to be doing this all in one video. I will be showing different parts and aspects of CPU and GPU bottlenecking in different videos in the future, in this season. Now I'm going to start with the CPU bottleneck, because that is usually the most important one and the one you will be countered with. So this video, at least the next video, will be about CPU bottlenecks, how to identify them, and what is the difference between a CPU bottleneck that actually is working, between a CPU that is actually bottlenecking and a CPU that's actually working perfectly. So you know the left aspect of the spectrum, and the right, the one that is actually working and the one that isn't. So that you will see in the next video. Guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you learn a lot in this little season that I'm making.